What's a secret you'll never tell your partner? Here is mine. I never paid for our wedding photos, and I will never tell my wife. Here is the full story, because I have needed to tell someone, and she obviously cannot be that person. We got engaged and immediately started stressing about the budget. Wedding photographers are expensive in a way that genuinely catches you off guard if you have never looked into it. We were getting quotes between $3,000 and $6,000 for photographers we liked, well over what we had budgeted. My wife was starting to feel like we would have to compromise on something that really mattered to her. Then her coworker mentioned a photographer she had used for headshots. Newer, still building her portfolio, but really talented. We looked at her work and it was stunning. Editorial, natural, the kind of photos that look candid but are clearly composed. We emailed her and got a quote for $2,400 for full-day coverage, significantly under every other quote. We felt like we had discovered a secret. We booked her immediately. The arrangement was $800 up front to lock in the date, with the remaining $1,600 due after the wedding, once we received the final gallery. She showed up on our wedding day and was everything we could have hoped for. She was there for 12 hours. Getting ready, first look, ceremony, cocktail hour, reception. Invisible in the best way, the kind of photographer you forget is there, right up until you see what she captured. My wife connected with her immediately. 3 weeks later, the gallery landed in my inbox. I sat with it for 20 minutes on my lunch. It was perfect. Not almost perfect. Completely perfect. She had caught things I did not even know had happened. My wife's grandmother tearing up during the ceremony. My best man laughing at something just off frame during the first dance. Small, quiet, unrepeatable moments. I forwarded the link to my wife without saying anything, and she called me 10 minutes later crying. Then I closed the gallery and went looking for the invoice. There was not one. I assumed it was coming separately. I waited 2 weeks, then sent a friendly email. The gallery is absolutely stunning. Thank you so much. Just send over the final invoice when you get a chance. She replied the same day, warm and enthusiastic. Said she was so glad we loved everything and she would get the invoice right over. That was the last normal exchange we ever had. A month later I emailed again. Still had not received anything. Happy to pay by whatever method was easiest. She replied apologizing. Said she had been completely slammed and would send it that week without fail. She did not send it that week. I emailed a third time. A fourth. The replies slowed down, got shorter, more apologetic. I was not even frustrated. I genuinely felt bad. I figured she was going through something. I just wanted to close the loop. I tried calling the number I had. Straight to voicemail. I left a message. She never called back. At the 3-month mark, her email started bouncing. I checked her Instagram. Private. Her website was down, domain expired. Her Facebook business page was gone. She had completely vanished. I did a proper search. Checked for new business registrations. Looked for a new handle. Asked in a local photography group if anyone had heard from her. One person said they thought she had gone through some kind of personal crisis and stepped away from everything. That gave me a small amount of comfort. I genuinely hope she is okay. But after 4 months and around 10 attempts, I had done everything I could reasonably do. My wife has no idea. As far as she knows, we paid $2,400 for our wedding photos, which she already considered a steal. And she is not wrong that it was worth it. She talks about those photos like they are sacred. Canvas prints in the living room, framed copies in the hallway, a custom album on the coffee table that every guest flips through. She sent prints to her parents, her grandmother, her aunt. She has the photo from our first look as her phone wallpaper, and has for 2 years straight. Those photos are her most prized possession. Maybe the most prized